Okay, we're going to knock up a bunch of web pages and link them together. I'm using Notepad++, which is a sort of a super version of Notepad. I think I mentioned this in a previous clip somewhere, that Notepad++ can save you a bunch of time color coding things, correcting tags that are missing, and so on and so forth. But Notepad works just fine. If you're using Notepad, this will also work. I've also got a browser window open here. I'm using Google Chrome, and I've got a file explorer here, so you can see the files as I'm saving. The first thing I want to add to the document is the document, the type of document, basically. So the browser knows what type of document is being sent, rather than having to sort of imply it from what I sent. Reason why you need to do this is that when you do any of the document checking stuff, like using HTML tidy, it needs to know, what do you mean by tidy? Whose definition of tidy are you using? And the reason why you want tidy documents is that most browsers will run pretty well anything you throw at them in terms of text. However, CSS and certainly JavaScript, they won't work unless you get your tags correctly sorted out. So you need to have a document specification there, so all your tags comply to the document specification, which means further down the line that your CSS and your JavaScript will all work hunky-dory. So the document specification, I'm just going to nick that straight from W3C Schools. W3C Schools up here. If you search for W3C Schools and doc type, it should probably take you to this page here. In a perfect world, we'd be using HTML5 as the doc type, because that's the latest one. All mobile browsers are HTML5, is the way the world's going. Unfortunately, most of the tools out there don't support HTML5 just yet, including HTML tidy and Notepad++. So we're going to use the next best thing, which is HTML 401 strict, and all we need to do is copy that line, Control-C, and we're going to stick it in the top of our HTML. Now, if you read up here, it says to you the doc type declaration must be the very first thing in a HTML document before the HTML tags. It's not actually a HTML tag, it's an instruction to your browser. So basically, as the browser opens the bit of text that is being sent, the first thing it sees is this doc type that says, here is the specification, and then the browser behaves to that specification. So move that out of the way. Let's go back to Notepad here. Control-V, there we are, job done. That is our doc type specification. We don't have to do anything else with that. We can carry on now just writing our HTML. So what I want to do is just tell Notepad that I'm writing a HTML document. So go Notepad HTML, and now it should do all of the nice things like closing tags for us. So let's try it. If I do /HTML, and if I close that tag, Notepad closes it for me. If Notepad++ closes it for me. If you're using just ordinary Notepad, then you're going to have to keep typing this stuff in yourself. And Notepad++ obviously is just black and white. Won't give you all the nice color coding that the ++ gives you. /head. Let's put a title in so we can see the title appear in the browser tabs. And we'll call this first one home page. Let's go down and put the body of the page in. Give it a heading and say this. Capitalised. This is the home page, and what we're going to do now is link these pages together. We're going to produce, I don't know, 3 or 4 pages, something like that. We're going to link them all to each other. So we basically want some click-on things. Now, this idea of click-on links was invented by a Brit, Tim Berners-Lee, and I don't know if he christened the term hyperlinking, but that's basically what you're doing. It's a bit of text, and when you click on that text, attached to that text is a link to another page. Simple as that. And it's basically an anchor tag is what you're producing. So we're going to put an anchor tag in here, /anchor, and the anchor has you can put a number of attributes into the anchor. The most significant one is the link to the page you want to go to. So the hypertext reference is going to be, and we're going to put in here what we call our second page. So we're going to call it second page.html. And that's what this anchor is going to go to. Now, you see in the middle of there, we need some text in order to click on. So if I was to just, let's just save this, and I'm going to do Control S to from here on in, but let me just show you where I'm saving it. I'm saving it in my website, and because I'm using Notepad++, it's not doing this weird thing. Let me just move that up so you can see it. This weird thing of defaulting to .txt. It already is going to give it the right extension of HTML, and I'm going to call it home page. Hit save, and now we can see in the file browser home page has appeared with the correct extension on the end. And if I go over to the browser, hit F5, there's the home page, and if I click on it, there we can see the home page, but we can't see the link. We can't see this link that we started here because we haven't. There are two things we need to give it. One is the link to the page, but the other is some text to click on. So let's give it some text to click on. Let's say click this to go to the second page, something like that. Yep, and if we Control S that over here, F5, and there's the link, and you can see that. Yeah, and you can format all this kind of stuff, whether it's underlined or what colour it goes to and so forth. But the trouble is we haven't written the second page yet. We have only one page. There it is, just the home page. So if I click to set onto second page, it's going to tell me there is no second page, and you can see where it's looking for this second page. It's looking in this directory called my website, and it's looking for a file called secondpage.html. So we have to create that secondpage.html. Let's go back over here, and what we could do is I could probably use all of that structure there. I don't want to have to type all that in again. So if I do, I've already saved this as homepage.html. So if I do file save as, I now call it second page. It's going to give it the right extension, and if I hit save, we now have two pages in there, home page and second page. Well, this page here, see it says second page.html just there. We want to change some of the text on there, so let's change the title to second page and say this is the second page. And we've now got this link. This link is still linked. Well, it's linking to itself. Really, it's not gonna do anything. In fact, if I Control S that, let's go back to the. There's the home page that I'm on. See, it says up here. It says home page at the top. If I click that, it should take me to the second page. There now it says definitely second page. But then if I click the link again, it's not doing anything. That's because the second page has got that on it, which is just go to the second page. So probably what we want to do is change that and say home page. Click this to go, and let's change that to back to the home. Back to the home page. So now the second page, which you're editing, see it says second page there. Editing that, we've got a title, so the tab should say second page. Should give us the big heading, remind us this is definitely the second page. But the link now will have that reference to it going to back to the home page, and the text will say, the hyperlink text will say, click this to go back to the home page. Control S that. Back over here. And it now says go back to home page. So if I click on that, that should take me back to the first page. See, it says second page up here. This is the second page. If I click that, it should say home page, and there we are. So now I can flick between the two pages there joined together. So an extension of that is to add some more pages. So let's go. We're on the second page here. Let's go and open. And the other thing about Notepad++ is you can have multiple files open. So if you're working in an ordinary, plain vanilla Notepad, you're going to have to hop backwards and forwards between these. But I'm just going to open home page as well. So I've now got two tabs that I can mess with. I've just switched them around now. I've got home page here, and I've got second page there. So the home page, I'm going to add a bunch of tags to this. Let's just make this a little bit wider so you can see what's going on. I'm going to add a bunch of anchor tags, and in fact I'm just going to take that Control C and just go back down here. Let's add Control V, Control V, Control V. So we're going to have 4 pages. Let's just correct this. I'm going to have that second page. Slightly mad there. That's the second. Home page, second page, third page, second page, third page, fourth page. Sorry, gone. Just too many. Let's change the second page. This one's going to say third page. This will be. Call it. I don't know. Be different. You thought I was going to say fourth page, didn't you? Well, there we are. And let's change the text. It says that says third page. That says last page. So on our home page is going to have 3 links in it: second page, third page, last page. We haven't written the third page and last page yet. We're going to write those in a second. But let's just see what that looks like. Let's just Control S that. Cancel. Let's do file, save. Should just save as home page. There we are. And let's go back to the home page. Now you can see the formatting here. See, it's got the second page, the third page, and then click to the last page. I suppose it'd be nice if there was a break between those. So let's just go back over here and add a break tag. So at the end of here, I can just put a break, and do the same here. A break. Control S. Let's go back over here. F5. So this is looking a little bit better here. So we've got that takes us to the second page, that goes back. But the third page we haven't written yet, can't find that, and the last page we haven't written it yet. So we can't click on that. So let's write those 2 other pages. I want to do. I can take home page. Let's do file, save as, and call this third page. Okay. And it's saying third page there. Let's just change that to say title. Third page. This is the third page. And now this is the third page, so we need to think about the links here. Let's have that one going back to third page. Let's have that one saying we don't want to get the third page link here. It's just linking back into itself. So what we could say is change that to home page to go back to the home page. Just delete that extra page. And last page still works. We haven't written the last page yet, so I've now got a link to second page, back to the home page, and the last page. You may want to mess around with the order of these things. Let's just hit save, and now let us do file, save as, and now let's call it last page. Save. So this, I'm now editing something called last page. If I just scroll down, you'll see it's generated the last page up here, and I'm going to change this so it says last page. This is the very last page. Second page would want to link to, home page would want to link to, but we want to link to the last page. We want to link it to itself. So let's change that one to say third page, and this goes to the third page. I think I've probably got that all linked together. Let's have a look then. So here's the home page. There's the second page. I haven't added the links, the extra links yet to the second page, but I can do that in a second. Third page seems to work. Last page seems to work. If I go onto the third page, I can go back to the home page. If I'm on the third page, I can go to the last page. All of those links work. You can drive yourself mad producing all those various links. Just one thing I want to show you, which is let's open back up here. I go here, home page, right click, edit with notepad. To open home page. I'm just going to change a couple of attributes on this, and you'll see the reason for all this in a second. The H1, let's just do let's change the style of that H1 to equal let's say color can't spell color blue, and Control S. And let's say second page, the style of that one, let's change that style equals COL or I don't know, green. And you can have a look at these. These are default HTML colours. You can use your hexadecimal colours here if you want, but there's a bunch. I think it may be 16. You can Google it. But there's a bunch of standard colours. You can just type the name straight in here. And last page. Let's have a look and change the style of that. Equals color red. Control S. Let's have a look. Did I save that? Control S. Control Yes, I think I saved all of those. So let's go back to the home page. So the home page is in blue, second page is in green, and the last page is in red. That's all I want you to do for now, because the next thing I want to go on to is the use of style sheets and changing those colours from another file.